just we started our burn today and just getting out for.
You can smell it everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to use a different method Monday.
Oh, what's a new method?
I'm going to use like a weed torch.
Oh, okay.
What we did is everything that was grown in the greenhouse we pulled and laid down.
Okay.
The state wanted us to bring it out and burn it. Talking with them today, all we have to do is singe the flowers off.
Oh, okay.
So
So make it so it's not weed anymore.
Well,
It's 18% of THC, so it qualifies as being more than 0.3.
the
So
0.3 is the
yeah, as a cutoff. It's not hemp.
It is a hemp strain, and it won't have the same qualities as marijuana. I know that the rules say that 0.3 is marijuana, but it won't have the same quality.
Yeah, I only grew pot for 5 years, so I'm pretty ignorant about it.
No, I'm not saying that you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, it's a genetic component. It's not the hemp itself. It wasn't the environment or the fertilizer or the air. It was genetically modified in order to have a THC above 0.3.
Yeah, it was,
You can't make hemp not hemp.
Understood. And
Yeah.
the same goes with marijuana.
Right, you can't make marijuana hemp.
Right.
It's either one or the other. And this was grown as weed. This wasn't grown as hemp.
Yeah, I have the COA of the seeds that we bought, and
It ain't
clearly
that seed.
It is.
Yeah, uh-huh. Well, then you need to talk to the supplier because they screwed you.
Well,
They gave you weed seed. They didn't give you hemp seed.
I've used them before,
Okay,
but we're complying with the state.
cool. All right.
So what we're going to do, instead of creating a fire, we're going to just scorch the buds where they're laying inside the houses rather than,
All right.
that'll cut down on the smell and the smoke and all that.
I don't mind the smell, really. I don't care. My neighbor gets all weirded out about it, so I go, okay, I'll go and check it. So that's what I'm doing.
And that's going to cut down on the impact to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive about that.
Yeah, it's been quite a ride. Yeah. We got pictures of the guys running off.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we got trail cams all over the place. Okay. Yeah, so you can just see them tearing out. And then the police are obviously here for like 4 or 5 days. And then Chisholm said he didn't want to get involved. And so the end result has been people are totally pissed off.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of confusion.
Yeah.
There's a lot of uneducated people out there, too.
Well, they seem to understand it's high-grade pot. Its THC is contents around 18 to 20%. And they know that it's not meant for hemp, that it's meant for smoking. So there don't seem to be a lot of confused people so far.
Based on the information I have from the grower that supplied us the seed, and we have a valid state license.
Yeah, but they only test it once. They don't test it every single year.
Right.
So you can switch up the seeds to high content THC, and the state doesn't come back and retest.
The state did approve the strain and the license.
Oh, that's true. But they didn't approve this strain, and they didn't approve growing pot. They approved the previous strain, and then they said it's less than 0.3%, which none of this qualifies.
See, I've used the same grower and grew here in 2019.
Well, that's true.
Trouble.
And that's cool. I'm not disputing any of that. I'm just saying that that's not what the state approved. The state didn't approve that strain of cannabis sativa. Never did, never will. If you took that strain to them, which they've already got samples along with the police, they go, no, this wasn't what was approved. I'm just saying.
Oh, I hear.
So nobody in the neighborhood appears to be confused or not sure what's going on. They're pretty well squared away that they know what's going on.
I am getting a different take from people I talk to.
Yeah, well, and I wouldn't expect you to get a different take. You're not going to sit there and say, yeah, we fucked up. We got 18% THC content. It's not what was approved by the state. I wouldn't expect you to say that. I'm just telling you what it is. It's sort of like somebody says, don't confuse me with the facts. I know what the truth is. Well, I know what the facts are, and you know what the truth is, which seems a little confusing. But no, that's not hemp. Nobody grows hemp in greenhouses. It just isn't done. I have a friend who's a commercial hemp grower. And he said, no, never happened in a greenhouse. Not in a million years. And he does it in Wisconsin. He said it's grown outside. It'll be 10, 12 feet tall. When I showed him the video on this, he said, no, that's not hemp. Nobody goes to that kind of trouble to grow hemp. And they don't purposely try to get that many buds. He says, it just doesn't happen with hemp. So your version can be your version. And the other version can be the other version. So it's just the way it is. I get it. But I can tell you that the neighbors are so annoyed that this is going to be under a microscope. If it exists in the future, it's going to be visited all the time. And the minute they smell anything wrong, there's going to be hell to pay.
Sure.
And so I'm just being straight with you. People are thoroughly pissed off when they found out this was in their backyard. Oh God. And then the police told me it is an agricultural land. You can't grow shit. You can't even grow the corn. It's R3E.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't approved for agriculture, and that's not hemp, that's weed. And there was no building permit for the greenhouses. So it's just a whole series of mistakes. We'll call it in air quotes because none of it was a mistake. It was all done intentionally. Nobody makes that many mistakes by accident. Yeah. So I'm just, you already know. Opinion. I don't know why people say it's just your opinion. What you're saying is you disagree with me, but the facts support my statements. They don't anywhere support yours. You have experts, but you can't reveal who they are. You can't publish their names. You can't give out their business cards because a lot of people would say they just don't fucking exist. And if they were interrogated by the police or the state, they go, you guys really aren't experts. No, we don't really exist. We're make-believe. And it's going to be gone. We're cool with that. And if it comes back, the community is going to be outraged. So if we've heard rumors that people are going to try to get a grow license, yeah, not on our watch. It ain't going to happen.
Well, the grow license exists.
Oh, that's true. But it doesn't exist for this operation using this pot, using this strength. Yeah. Nah, and you can't build structures without a building permit. The state doesn't have authority to issue building permits for greenhouses. And in Franklin, you have to get a permit to build those.
We're applying for a special use permit.
Yeah.
You understand one thing about this property?
Yeah.
I rent the western half.
Oh, we already know who rents it. We got that squared away. But that doesn't excuse the owner of the property from what happened. It doesn't excuse you from what happened. And it's not zoned agriculture. And you don't have a permit for the buildings. In hindsight, you can do whatever you want, but there'll be a couple of hundred people at those meetings going, this is messed up. Don't do it. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You burned the goodwill you might have had this been done above board and straight and all that stuff. Nobody would give you any shit for it, but it wasn't. It was all sneaky. It was all under the table. It was all bullshit. And no matter what your opinion is, the reality is that everybody believes what I'm saying. Nobody believes what you're saying. So when you go to the city and say, we want a special use permit, you're going to say, geez, why are all these people so pissed? Because we don't like being lied to. And if anybody is so careless to have resulted in this kind of grow, they're not good enough to get a second chance. Because you know what you're doing, but you didn't do the right thing. That's the way the community feels. If you were good at what you were doing, none of this would have happened. And we would be foolish to give you a second kick at the cat, given that you haven't demonstrated you were able to pull it off the first time, unless your goal was to have an illegal pot farm that was hidden from view. If that was your goal, mission accomplished. It didn't work. And if your goal was to produce pot that was 18% THC, goal accomplished. But clearly you don't have the skill set, in our opinion, to do it because this ran amok. If you were really good at it, none of this would have happened. But you've already demonstrated you don't have the skill set to do it because you haven't done it. So we'd rather you practice on some other community to develop the skills necessary to grow hemp, because you've proven you can't do it. And blaming the seed company and blaming the weather and blaming the fertilizer and blaming this, we like people who own it, who say, I fucked up. I should have watched it. It clearly was a pot farm. We shouldn't have been here. I should have gotten a permit, but I didn't do any of that. We respect that. But people who do this, point their finger at everybody else except back at themselves, hey, you ain't earning any cred. In fact, you're going the other way. So this is just a warning. Either own it and say, we fucked up, I fucked up, and this is how I fucked up, and this will never happen again, and this is the transparency. People will be cool with that. But if you start going, oh no, the seed was guaranteed, we didn't know it was weed, blah, 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 people are going to go, they're going to just look at you and laugh. So it may work in other parts of the world to bullshit people to the point where they're gaslit, to the point where they go, oh yeah, he's a nice guy, he didn't mean to do it. It ain't going to work in this community. Yeah, once that was discovered, a lot of people did their research, got a lot of friends who are into the weed thing and all that, and they're all going, yeah, this is weed. Anybody who thinks it's hemp is smoking a lot more of it than they need to.
Interesting.
So,
Thanks for the insights, Phil.
yeah, well, take care, dude.
You as well.
Well, that was interesting. Yeah, got a guy who thinks he can blow smoke up my tiny little butt by saying, oh no, it was a mistake. It was just normal hemp, and we normally grow hemp in greenhouses because nobody else does that. And we have a specialty hemp product. It's about 4 feet tall because we're going for the hemp. We're not going for the seeds and the buds and the flowers and the THC. No. It's just a specialty hemp, and that's why we had all the fertilizer and the people who ran away. Yeah, oh God. And there are people in the world who think that if you blow smoke past them enough, that they'll go, oh, yeah, you just made an innocent mistake. I'm sorry. Hopefully I wasn't angry, but when somebody starts blowing smoke past me and in essence not telling me the truth, I guess I can't take the lying. I can't say lying. Don't flow. Just own it. When you screw up, when you make a mistake, to say, hey, we screwed up, we made a mistake, we're sorry, and you'll get some cred with us, you'll get some traction. But if you start saying, oh no, it was his fault, nah, it don't work that way. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, and we've talked to this day, and we're gonna burn it in a special way. Part of me says you're actually probably gonna try to harvest it, and yeah, I could have had that thing wiped out in 4 hours. But yeah, drag your feet. So I think he's adequately understands that the community's involved. So we'll talk later. Bye.